Hey guys, how you doing? It's Seb Brantigan here. I'm here with Abdul Waheed, who's a professional network marketer. And anyone watching this, if you're in the home-based business industry or you're doing network marketing, then Abdul is someone you should absolutely connect with. And I myself, I'm a network marketer as well, and I'm an internet marketer. I've brought Abdul out here, and he's very kindly offered about 15, 20 minutes of his time, just to allow me to ask him some questions about what he's doing online and how he's getting results, and just so he can share a few tips with you as well. So I think it'll be well worth your time, and I also don't want to hold him up. So basically what I want to do is get the most out of him for the least amount of time. So Abdul, if you're ready, I'm just gonna fire away. I've got a fair few questions here. I could try get through all of them in under 20 minutes. So
Sure thing, Seb, man. Sure thing.
rock and roll. Okay, cool. So my first sort of question is, how did you come across the MLM industry? Were you just sort of looking to make money, or had you been in the industry before, or what's the story behind that?
Yes, sir. Well, myself. Well, first of all, okay, I just want to thank you for having me on this call, really, and just be able to share, my story and the information, really to help other people out, hopefully. So I really appreciate that, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
no problem, no problem.
Right, my story actually, I've actually been involved in the whole industry about 10 years now, and I got started maybe like a lot of other people watching this interview, maybe. Okay, I lost my job. I got laid off. I used to be a security guard for about 6 years, and they just let me go. So we don't need you anymore, basically. And I looked around trying to find jobs and all sorts, like a lot of people probably are right now with the industry, with the current climate and what's going on, recession and everything. And I came across an ad, believe it or not, on YouTube. I think it was YouTube. Yeah, it was a YouTube. It was YouTube video, actually, I think, at the time. And that advert was for a business opportunity. Okay, I actually joined this business opportunity. I tried. I struggled at the time. It was my first time in the industry, roughly about that time. And I didn't make no money. I didn't recruit anybody. I generated a couple of leads here and there. But generally, it was quite bad, really, for me. And that's my first introduction to the industry, really. So I need to get my phone off. But it was the first time I got introduced to network marketing, and completely brand spanking new, no success, no list, nothing like that. And that is my intro, really. So
Right, okay, that's pretty interesting to hear. I didn't actually know you'd been in the industry for that long, so thank you for sharing that. A bit
absolutely.
about is so I mean you're quite an upcoming star in the industry, so it's good for
Thank
people
you.
to know your story, and it's really cool. So my next question is, what attracted you to do online marketing? And you're with MLSP and Empower Network, is that correct?
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah,
both. Yes,
fine.
correct. Yeah.
Okay, what brought you towards doing marketing online, and in particular, like using sort of like a funded proposal and a marketing systems to help you to do that?
Okay, well, the Seb, that actually carries on from the original story. I struggled for ages, like as I just told you, okay, and that was really because I was doing offline and even online. I was doing what a lot of people probably still do, which is spamming our Facebook groups, throwing out links, pitching, nagging, selling, all that kind of stuff. Then I come across MLSP. Now you're a part of MLSP yourself, so you know the value in the system, okay? And I come across that. It was about, how long has it been? About 3 years or nearly 4 years now with MLSP. And that was my first introduction to attraction marketing. And that really shut me up. That's where I got most of my success, through MLSP. So if I was to really put it down to it, MLSP probably has been my biggest asset in this industry because of the attraction marketing, getting to know leaders, all that kind of stuff has really branded me. And a lot of people know me because of just attraction marketing and me not pitching, nagging, and trying to sell stuff all the time. It's more about me selling myself really, rather than selling products or giving links out and all that kind of stuff. So my beginning was with MLSP, and then I joined primaries and so on and so forth. And that was my main starting point of success, really.
Right. Okay. That's pretty cool because as you said, a lot of people they're doing it wrong. I mean, when people first get online, they're duped into joining an opportunity and have absolutely no way of knowing how to market it. So yeah, that's
Exactly.
the sort of the benefit of having something like Empower Network or MLSP. just sort of, you've got something to run with. MLSP and Empower Network don't have to be your primary businesses, but it's just,
Absolutely. Well, a good tip, okay, so I can give. But when you're part of MLSP and you have a primary on the side as well, the thing you get with a lot of, with our industry really, 95% people do not join your primary. It's a hard fact, right? So
yeah,
what you can do then is provide the value in MLSP and redirect them to training and helping really. And like I said, 95% of people, they need that help. It's something they need. Not that you want to give it to them or whatever, but they need it. They need a sense of direction, something to show them the ropes of this industry, what to do, how to do it, all the proper connections, access to leaders, all that kind of stuff. It all comes in Miley System Pro. And what Miley System Pro will do really, it will help you so much in your branding, cutting down your learning curve. And when you get that right, your primary becomes really super simple to build really. It's really, really easy after that because people just get to know you, like you, and trust you. They can relate you to an authority figure. It makes life a whole lot easier, to be honest. And that's what I find with MLSP, and I highly recommend it to anybody out there. So yeah, definitely get hold of Seb. He's an MLSP. He can definitely help you out in that. Absolutely.
I'm sure you can too, sir. Cool. So that's a good point you made about not everyone's going to join your primary business. It's a fact. There's very little you can do about that other than actually setting up a system where you have your primary business on the back end. So the 95% who don't join, you can still help them, and you can still profit from them learning, which is very awesome. That's I guess
exactly. But you know what? A lot of people, it's not just about the profiting part either. Because once you're in MLSP, you can actually build that trust. You can build that rapport.
Yeah.
And what happened? Well, this happened to me personally. Okay, I've had people who have said no to numerous different businesses, and then I've shown them MLSP. They've come in. They're stuck around for ages. Okay, and you build that trust. It's what we call circle of influence. It's like the circle of people who really know, like, and trust you, and they trust you so much. Okay, that you can tell them to try out so and so, and they will actually take your word for it and go and do it. It's because they actually know, like, and trust you, and that's why it comes down to in attraction marketing, where people just know, like, and trust you so much that they will just follow. It's like a big following, really, and that's what the attraction marketing whole comes down to. And what happens with that is once they're following you, once they know, like, and trust you, you can later on tell them, okay, once they're part of MLSP, that go ahead and check out so and so forth, and if they do trust you, like, they will do it. And the chances are they'll join it. And what you do with that, okay, is you increase your chances of recruiting that person. Because what will normally happen if you don't recruit them into your primary is that you just lose them. They'll either come off your list or they won't be in your list. They just don't want to know. They just move on. But once they're in MLSP, you have that opportunity to build that trust and relationship further along. And if they're still not happy to join it, fair enough, absolutely fine. But the chances are they will still join you in something or another, whatever different primaries you might have. And that has happened to me numerous different times. I've got people in MLSP, okay, who've been there for like years and years, and then they decide, oh, I'm going to check out what the primary is, and then they go ahead and join. It makes a big difference.
Cool. Thank you for sharing that, Abdul. That's really great to hear that. You've when you struggled in the past, and now you were chasing people to join your business, and now people are chasing you, and it's got nothing to do with the business at all, has it? They're flocking to you and the support that you give, as opposed to the product or service in your business. That really is, it has some sort of importance, I guess, long term, but that's nothing to do with people don't join a business for the product and the service. They join it because they want to follow a leader such as yourself and other people out there. Just so they have someone to I guess someone quite knowledgeable in the circle of influence, as you said. So okay, so my next question is, so what do you consider your so far your greatest accomplishment in your network marketing career, and what did you do to accomplish it?
Okay, well, like I said, before I was in MLSP, I didn't generate any leads. But since I joined MLSP, I've done about 2,000 leads in just MLSP itself alone. And that's not including the AWeber and the rest of it. So I had AWeber quite long after I joined MLSP. So I started off quite long ago with MLSP, and then I've had as much of the different products they got now. They got the Academy, so it's a lower ticket joining price and all that kind of stuff. I joined at the higher one, so I never had the AWeber at the time, because it was I never had the money, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And it just happened slowly. When I started generating a bit of income, I joined everything bit by bit, really. So it was just baby steps to do it. And that's one of my biggest accomplishments. I actually generated a lead, and not just one lead, 2,000 leads. So many people don't manage to generate even one lead. So MLSP can help in that, certainly. Okay. So that's one of my accomplishments. The other one is now in Power Network. I think I'm just hitting. Actually, I might even hit the 6,000 mark now inside Empower Network. So that's one of my accomplishments in Empower as well, in my primary. So that's two of my income ones, really, since being in the industry. And like I said, originally I was struggling so much, and I've learned a lot, and I've been teaching a lot of people now as well. And my accomplishments to speak for themselves, really. I started learning more different skills as well with MLSP. I know it might seem like I'm pitching MLSP, but honestly, that is really my biggest asset, to be honest. I learned a lot of this stuff from MLSP. And if I really wasn't with it, I probably would not learn as much stuff. Like, I mean, for example, when I started, I had no idea about SEO. People now consider me as one of the experts in SEO in the online industry. A lot of people know me for my SEO stuff. So I generate a lot of my leads through blogging, and I've never done blogging before, about 3 years ago. So I've learned so much. Okay, there's so many different accomplishments I've got just by being in the industry itself, which I was completely new. I had no idea about any of this stuff. Like a lot of people probably watching this, okay, they're probably thinking to themselves, I have no idea about blogging. What is a blog? What is attraction marketing? I was a clean slate. I started off exactly like you are if you're in that same position right now. But it's just a matter of getting in, taking the action, learning this stuff, and most importantly, not quitting. If you quit, you ain't gonna get anywhere. So you just gotta hang in there, keep going forward and moving forward, and you're gonna get results. You know?
Okay. Yes. That's awesome. I mean, that's like a total of 8,000 leads, then, isn't it? If my maths is
Oh, I forgot the Empower leads as well. And I've got a few different leads to be different places. I've got magnetic sponsoring and Power Network, but this is just MLSP I mentioned. Sorry, I forgot. Yeah, it's quite a lot.
crazy. That's a lot of leads. That's I mean, I mean the MLSP leads, the capture pages, and MLSP and Empower Network. They're high converting as well, guys. So Abdul here is it's not just like he's generating leads and doesn't do anything with them. These leads do convert, especially through. I mean, how was the conversion rate? How do you find the conversion rate for SEO? Is it generally quite high?
With SEO, okay, you get a very high conversions because the thing with SEO is so targeted. So, I mean, for example, when somebody comes to my blog, when they type a keyword in, is because they're actually looking for it. I don't just stumble upon it, or you're not actually advertising something like in PPC and that kind of stuff. So it's something that they're targeting for, or a buying keyword. So, I mean, you can put something like, I don't know, magnetic sponsoring review or Miley System Pro review. You know that person is a highly targeted person because they typed such a keyword in. And if you can rank for those kind of keywords, and then you're going to get a lot of traffic for one if you're on page one, position 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to get a better conversion as well because those people who are coming on there, they're looking to buy, they're not just browsing or looking around or just stumble upon your pages. So it makes a huge, huge difference in the conversion rates, and I get a lot of good conversions just through that.
Well, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean that's what I like about SEO as well, and I do like video marketing as well. Do you do a lot of video marketing with do you incorporate that with SEO as well?
Absolutely, Seb. Yeah, I mean I do a lot of YouTube SEO as well. I mean SEO works with YouTube exactly the same as Google. There's not a lot of difference because it's owned by the same people as in Google, same thing. And you can rank using the same kind of factors, backlinks, and all sorts of same kind of stuff. Keywords, backlinks, captions, all that kind of stuff. It all plays a factor in your ranking. And if you can rank on, but in fact, YouTube is easier to rank than Google at the moment because it's part of Google, and Google likes to rank their own content higher. Now, they won't tell you that, but they do. And that's just the way it is. And I've ranked loads of videos over my own blog content as well higher. And it's exactly the same kind of stuff. I do the same things to do it, but they just rank higher. So YouTube generally will rank a lot higher. And I use a lot of video, to be honest, yeah, because it converts better because people see you on the video, they can maybe resonate with something or relate with you in some way, and they know it's a real person. It's not just text. They can see that this guy is a real person. He's talking to me, and maybe understand you better really and connect with you better.
That's yeah, that's a good hit, mate. It's I guess that's definitely that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, if people can see you, then they can see you're a real person. I mean, anyone can hire a £2 an hour Filipino guy to write an article. You know, it takes
Exactly.
I guess it takes a bit of balls to sort of get out there and be on video in front of people, and be quite genuine about about who you are, and people really do respect that. I mean, a good example of how SEO works is this video now has been recorded. It automatically will go to YouTube. So if you Googled Abdul's name, then it was it would come up on the front page. It might not be position 1 because I might not do SEO with it. I may or may not. It depends how I feel, I guess. But because it's Google's content and it's on YouTube and it's got Abdul's name in, then it'll be quite high up there. It might even be position 1, for example. I guess it just depends how it just depends how popular it gets, and
That's
so that's
different factors.
yeah, that's the one. So take advantage of the fact that Google owns almost everything.
Well, Seb, at the end of the day, okay, what a lot of people do with SEO, they just throw links, right?
Yeah.
And with your own personal blog, if you do that, it'll get you penalized, ban, penguin and pandas and all sorts, right? But Google will not do that to a YouTube video because it's their own domain. Can you actually see Google banning YouTube? It ain't gonna happen. You get that hint there. So it's a big tip, to golden nugget really. Throw links at it. Obviously, be careful. You don't want to throw too many spammy links at it, and it could throw your video down instead. But you want to send pretty good links at it really. The backlink is a big factor in SEO, as you should know probably. But if you throw links at a normal page, it'll be red flags all over for Google. But with YouTube videos, not a big deal. Just be careful a bit. That's all.
Yeah, I was going to say I would do be careful of what sort of links you have linking back to your content, as Google does sort of keep an eye on them as well, and they bring out penguins and pandas and all sorts of zoo animals to stop you being doing things illicit, and there's right ways of doing it. And obviously having unique original content that has relevant backlinks to it from other marketers, for example, that's the common sense way to do it, and Google's never going to change that really. It's just when people take the mickey a bit, and they just think by sending loads of links to their content they're going to be the front page of Google. It doesn't always end up like that.
It is all about quality really over the content most of the time, to be honest.
Yeah, and social media as well. Social media is hot at the moment. So if, sharing your content on Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that, it's if you get other people sharing it as well, Google does sort of take that into consideration, because it can see people are actually looking at your content. That's always a factor. So Abdul, I'm only going to cut it down to a couple more questions. I don't want to keep you on it for too long. So what sort of inspires you every single day to wake up and take that consistent action that's getting you those results?
Okay. Well, really, it comes down to mindset, I suppose. I mean, but about Empower. Empower has a lot of mindset audios in it. The Inner Circle product, you might know about that. You're in Empower, ain't you, Seb?
I'm not an Empower.
You're not? Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
But go on.
No problem. Well, probably a lot of people maybe are on this video, on the interview, who are with Empower, so they know what I'm on about anyway. But it's an Inner Circle product, which is just mindset audios. So it's really about programming your brain to not be lazy, I guess. Just take consistent action and just get into a routine, really. And what I could really suggest highly about, not so much motivational, but to get in a kind of an action plan, really, is have a daily action plan. So you know what you're doing every single day. Can be slightly different maybe, but I mean, for example, it might be get on Facebook for 10 minutes, go and do some prospecting, I don't know, walk the dog, I don't know, something like that. But it's going to be sort of different for every single person, really. But a daily plan action will really help you plan the day out and not waste so much time. Because what a lot of people do is just spend 5-6 hours on Facebook, and that's like half a day gone. And then they just think, well, what's happening? I'm not getting results. And it really comes down to a lot of wasting time with the mindset. And that actually affects your mindset as well. Because then you think, I'm not getting results, what am I going to do? All the negative stuff comes into your mind. But if you start getting slow, consistent results, okay, it doesn't have to be, 10,000 leads in a few months or anything like that, or you recruited 30 people in 30 days. It can be, even slow results, something that keeps you, motivated, and it keeps you in the game really. That you're going to keep getting that kind of result. And for me, it's really mindset. I actually consider mindset one of the most important things in our industry. Mindset. It's have the right mindset where you're not going to quit no matter what. You're going to keep on going. I have people who are in my teams inside different things, including MLSP, where they've not generated results for ages and ages, and then they're stuck in, okay, and they generated results, and and they got motivated more, and they start getting more results, and they got more results to work harder. Is because they just stuck in. They never quit, and it's a big factor, mindset. So if anything, the most important thing I suggest people out there is get some mindset in your head. Do that daily, really. I do it kind of in the morning, and if I get a chance at night, if I'm not very tired. But definitely get at least an hour's worth of mindset in there somewhere, whether it's in the first thing in the morning or before you go to sleep. But get mindset in, very important.
Okay, that's a great answer. I'm very happy with that. I totally agree with you there. Without mindset, if you've had, your mindset wasn't right, then, those 8,000 plus leads that you generated would have absolutely gone to waste. And
Exactly.
yeah, you can be generating 100 leads a day, but it's really your mindset behind, it's everything, isn't it?
It is. It's all mindset. It's
Yeah,
always the mindset that's going to get the best results. End of the day, if you got the wrong mindset, you're going to quit and you're not going to get no results. But if you got the mindset, you're going to keep on going until you get the results. And that's what it's about. You just keep on going, going, going. I mean, I've seen people in our industry, including people in MLSP, other businesses, and all sorts, where they've had no results for years and years and years, and then all of a sudden, okay, they're like, yeah, making millions, making thousands. It's only because they're stuck in there long enough. They're the humans, exactly the same as us. You take me for example. I was in here for about 10 years, and I had no success for ages. And the only difference between me and maybe people looking at this, okay, some of them maybe, is that a lot of them are going to throw in the towel. They're going to say it just doesn't work, or it's too hard, make excuses, and they're going to quit. I mean, end of the day, okay, if you're going to quit, you ain't going to get results. I mean, I think it makes complete sense, right?
yeah, absolutely. No, that's quite right. I mean, as you said, we're all human. Some people, I guess, more talented than others in other areas, but we all have the same tools, the same training, same systems. So it really is like what you do with what you have, I guess. So I'm just going to ask you two more questions, if that's
Sure.
okay. What do you like most about the MLM industry? Why are you still in the industry? What sort of what attracts you and what keeps you in the industry?
Oh, okay. Well, to be honest, there's a few different things, but there's so many benefits really. So, um, about 3 years ago now, I had my little daughter. That motivates me the most because she's a special one. She's got disabilities and everything. So for me and for my family, it really helps to just be around her all the time. Whether she goes to school, goes to the park, whatever, I'm always there. I'm not working, my butt off for another person, for another boss, and and a crappy wage and all that kind of stuff. It really helps really just being there, and that's one of the best things about our industry. Okay, is financial success as well as being able to spend more time with your family, your loved ones, doing what you want, when you want, going on holidays when you want, having the money. If you're not there just yet, you'll get there. Don't believe me, you will. If you carry on, you'll have the money, you'll have the time, you'll have all the benefits. You get the fancy cars. I've just bought a house myself. Okay, it's not like a mansion or anything, but it's my first house, and it's really thanks to this industry that me and my wife we bought our first house now, and it's so many different things you can do in this industry, and plus, okay, it's recession proof. That's one of the biggest benefits. It's a recession proof. Doesn't matter how bad the economy gets, network marketing always keeps on going.
That's
So
pretty
I got
cool.
to what are you about now?
Yeah. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I mean the industry has done a lot for. I mean, take someone like David Wood. He was,
Oh yeah.
he was homeless, living out of a van before he found network marketing, and within like, I mean, he'd been in the industry before for 8 years, so he wasn't
Mm,
like an overnight success or anything. But
exactly.
once he combined having the right mindset with internet marketing, with MLSP, you know, he was able to you know, he lived up in Costa Rica like 9, 10 months later. So it's you know, did
Yeah.
phenomenal things, and you know, almost unimaginable things considering how much, you know, how little, even how little money you can spend. You know, you can start your first MLM business for like a couple of £100. It's just, you know, it's crazy, isn't it? It is almost unbelievable. So I can understand why people, you know, are a bit hesitant about it, and why people sort of quit because they don't actually think it's possible. You know, it's I mean, your excuses are your own, but you know, it really is, you know, it's possible. Whatever you want to do, I guess, just have sort of a clear, concise goal, a small goal when you're first starting out. And as you said, you know, getting your first house, it's, you know, that is, you know, that's a great accomplishment, and congratulations on that. You know, it's nice to
Thank
have
you. Appreciate that.
call your place, you know, have a place to call your own.
Yeah.
That's awesome. No, not everyone not everyone is fortunately in that position, and so it's you know, it's difficult for a lot of people. So you know, you've done well in that respect. So I'm just gonna wrap up with one final question. So what's sort of your main focus for the remainder of the year? Have you got any sort of you know, project coming up, or product coming out, or you know, what can you sort of share with us what your I guess the next 2013 and beyond is going to be like for you?
Sure, sure, sir. Well, for me, it's just I just want to keep progressing. I ain't setting no income goals, nothing like that. I just want to get as much money I can possibly get. But for me, really, it's been about branding, influence, exposure, all those different things. I actually share a quick tip with you. Okay, this is one of the things that has been the biggest factor in my success. Okay, is beer, not the drinking beer, but BEER. Okay, which is branding, exposure, edification, and recognition. If you can get four of these things, okay, that's basically a shortcut to success. So that's branding, exposure, edification, and recognition. If you get all four of these things in front of leaders, okay, I'll give you an example. Okay, I've got, since I joined MLSP, this I've learned through MLSP. It's one of my own things that I coach on as well. Is those four things. I've actually managed to get all of them four things in MLSP, because you can get branded in MLSP as a leader, you can get massive exposure with MLSP, and you can get edification from the leaders, which is what you want. If you get edification from people like Ray Higdon and my mentor Diane Hockman, or people like David Wood, and all the other leaders. I mean, as you know, most of the leaders in our industry have one way or another come through MLSP. That's where, where they've been made, most of the guys. And if you get edification from people like that, you are gonna shoot right to the top. People are gonna get to know you, like you, trust you. They're gonna know, okay, so and so has recommended, Seb to, so and so other people. And when people see that, it's a massive exposure, and from that comes a massive recognition, and that is a huge shortcut and a huge cut to learning curve. And that has been one of my biggest secrets, really, not secret really, but it's one of my biggest assets that I can share with you guys out there. Is get those four things, learn how to get them, and MLSP will absolutely help you out getting those four things, because he has all of them four things.
That's pretty cool. Actually, I quite like that, so I wrote that down. I hope you guys did too. I've been taking a couple of notes here. Drink your beer, guys. Drink your beer. I like that.
Absolutely, yeah. Don't
cool.
Get drunk and do nothing wrong, though.
Oh dear, that's awesome. So okay, I will squeeze in one last question before I wrap it up. While you're here, so for anyone watching
sure
this,
thing.
Can you give them some sort of millionaire tip of the day? Just to sort of wrap it up. What can you sort of say to someone who's watching this? Please go ahead.
No, of course, yeah. Well, one of them was the beer one, okay? That makes a huge difference to your business. I'll give you another two, actually, if I can remember the other one. I forgot what it was. It's in my head just now, but I forgot. But one of them is build a circle of influence, like I just talked about, where people just know, like, and trust you. They're going to chase you, so you don't have to worry about chasing them. If you can get that culture going, you can get that following going, okay, you're going to make a load of money. You're gonna basically cover all four of those things. The beer. You're gonna cover all four of those if you get people following you. It's gonna happen automatically. The other thing, build a massive list. Everybody says that, but the list has to be of people that know, like, and trust you. There's no point of having, I don't know, let me give you an example. There's no point of having a list of vegetarians when you sell cheeseburgers. It doesn't make sense. They're not going to buy it, yeah, because they're vegetarians, right? So you want to build a list of targeted people, not just anybody doing anything. It doesn't work quite that way. And that's one of the biggest mistake people make in our industry. They do solo ads, they do SEO, they do PPC, all these different things, but they target the wrong people. So they get the results in terms of leads coming in, the traffic coming in, but they don't get conversions, and that's the reason for that conversion being so low, is because they're not targeted enough. So definitely build a list, have massive influence on people, makes a difference, and follow the BIA. Definitely follow that one, and you'll get success. You will.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for sharing. If anyone's been seeing me have a couple of drinks, don't worry, it's not. I'm not drinking beer. It's in a beer glass,
Oh.
but it's water, I promise. That's cool. Thank you so much for coming on, Abdul. It's been a real pleasure, mate, and I've learned a couple of things, taken some notes. I hope everyone else watching has as well, because Abdul's been an absolute star coming on here. And it's thank you, really.
You're welcome, Seb. No problem at all, man.
It's been an absolute pleasure. So I'm just going to wrap it up here. It's been Abdul Waheed. He's just been great. I'm Seb Brantigan, by the way. And if anyone else wants to know more about the Power Network, then definitely go up to Waheed and just ask him. He's absolutely killing it. He's getting some fantastic results, generating leads. He's doing the right stuff. He really is, and with MLSP as well. Definitely, you talk to either myself or Abdul. It's I don't mind who you join, but it's it's a 3-day trial for $2. Is that right?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
That's the one. So
Go ahead and join, Seb.
yeah,
He's a leader in the making. Seriously, he's a leader in the making. He's going to get some massive results to be able to help you out, guys. I've seen Seb do some amazing things. Right, he does a lot of SEO himself, so I've seen that some of the results you get as well, Seb. So absolutely, get hold of Seb. I'm getting loads of people joining me, so it's cool.
I appreciate that, mate. That's fantastic.
No
All right.
problem.
Thanks once again, and I hope to see you guys soon. I'll put this up on YouTube. Hopefully, get up on my blog. I'm sure Abdul will do the same. So, signing off now. Thanks a lot, guys. I'm going to end the call here. Have a fantastic day.
See you later, guys.